Welcome to Technology and Education. Today I'm Richard Smith.
And I'm Caroline Crawford, and we are coming to you from the University of Houston Clear Lake in Houston, Texas, USA.
And today we are discussing flip teaching, which seems to be all the rage at the high school and the college level. Now, flip teaching is a technique where a teacher will prepare lectures at home or videotape significant parts of what the teacher wants to the students to learn.
You mean the knowledge base?
The knowledge base, exactly right.
Well done, Richard.
Good phrase. So for
I can jump in once in a while.
So before a class occurs, rather than the teacher providing that knowledge base, otherwise known as a lecture, to the students, the teacher prepares that ahead of time. The students see that at home or in the library, wherever if they have a tablet, they can look at it any place that they want.
Develop their subject matter understanding before they walk into the classroom.
Precisely. So the teacher does.
I can dumb it down for you.
So the teacher does
you highbrow.
Right. So the teacher does not have to do that in class. All that work is done the night before with lessons prepared by the teacher, usually video, and the student sees those lessons before he or she comes into the classroom, and then the class time is now spent on working on group work or problems concerned with the information that was taught.
Focusing upon higher order thinking skills?
Depending on the teacher, yes.
Depending on the teacher, what does that mean?
Well, some teachers may not want to focus on higher order thinking skills.
Well, what is the point of learning the information, let's say the night before, and coming into a classroom environment, and then working with that information in new and different ways if it's not to start developing higher order thinking skills?
Well, higher order thinking skills within that particular subject area, yes.
Do I win?
You win.
Awesome! Okay, now we can go forward. Thank you for stopping your discussion for me.
No, it's not a problem at all. Actually, I think you made it much clearer. So,
oh, say that again.
She made it much clearer.
I need that on video. I absolutely need that on video. Thank you. Okay,
so at any rate, I think this has become very popular, and because of the technology that seems to facilitate this. Because in previous years, or traditionally, the teacher presents a lesson in class, and then the student would go back home and either do homework assignments on it or study the particular readings that were provided by the
or develop
teacher.
A little project to suggest that they may have learned the information.
But the flip teaching classroom...
it sounds more real world, where you're actually working in a team environment with other students and talking about different ideas and concepts and coming out with a more appropriate understanding of the subject matter.
Well, that's the idea behind it.
Like Vygotsky and Wittgenstein's social discourse, Vygotsky's conceptual framework of understanding, all that stuff that I like and you make fun of me for.
No, if you want to follow those Russian
I follow with Russian. Hey, intelligent people are intelligent people. I don't care where they're from.
I go for
great ideas, and they're saying what everybody else understands. Okay.
But what I was going to say is...
You mean like Pavlov?
Yes, like Pavlov.
That was a great theory, though. Obvious.
That the flipped classroom could have been done previously without the technology. And
everybody has a textbook.
And in actual, if you stop and think about it, it frequently was, although it hadn't been labeled as flipped teaching, because in colleges, if you come in, at least at college level, and the high school level also, if you come into a class without reading the assignments and understanding the assignments, that limits the amount of activities that a teacher can do in the class, because by nature now the teacher has to explain what the student could have learned during the nights before the class, or the days before the class.
I'm not sure it's only focused upon high school and above, because at least when I was in elementary school, they put us in these little special classes. They tested us and everything. It was fun. And it was like a flip teaching environment where we learned the knowledge base, and we came in, we did really cool stuff with the information and developed projects, and we were all working together in teams most of the time, and it was a very interesting environment. So elementary, all the way from elementary through higher education, I imagined flip teaching could be successful. I'm more interested in the skills and the level of knowledge understanding of the subject matter that the instructor must encapsulate in order to make flip teaching a viable opportunity within a face-to-face classroom environment.
Well, I think you're right. But this other thing,
Twice. In one 10-minute period, twice.
the other part that you mentioned, that when you were in elementary school, that the teachers would give you information ahead of the class, and you were expected to learn it before the class, and then apply that information in class.
Sure, but it was considered fun. It was an exciting thing. Oh, understand that because we're going to do something really cool the next day.
Which
It's not, you have to do this because we're going to test you on it. No, yeah, you got tested on things, but it was still, you wanted to learn the subject matter because you knew something really cool was going to happen.
Well, I had the same type of experience when I was,
Cool.
but which indicates that flipped teaching, the idea of flipped teaching, is
Been around forever.
been around for a long time.
So now we call it flip teaching because what? It's technology?
Yeah, it's sort of like the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, behind the curtain. Oh.
Behind the curtain, you know, why you are not an intelligent person until you have a diploma. And the straw man was given a diploma. He said, "Oh, now I feel really intelligent." I think it's a lot of these things like flipped teaching, and I'm not questioning the validity of flipped teaching.
Strong pedagogical and andragogical skills are still strong pedagogical and andragogical skills. You don't have to have technology to be successful. It may help these days.
I think what's interesting about it is that...
Don't let me offend you by stopping you from discussing. I'm sorry, Richard.
is that because somebody thought of a name for it, flipped teaching.
Yeah.
Now it's become...
de rigueur.
De rigueur, exactly.
You say it better than me.
Well, I flunked French twice, so I should...
Well done.
So,
I was smart enough never to take it.
so that it's very stylish, and especially when now you have the technology available to make the preparation,
ease the transition.
Make the preparation of these lessons much easier on the part of the teacher.
And it's not just textual anymore. Now there's video that can be integrated and different aspects of instruction that can be integrated while the student is at home learning or in a different environment learning before they come into the classroom.
But you know, there's another interesting part to this, which is the time consumption part on the part of the teacher, because if the teacher is preparing significant parts of the lesson.
Oh, you mean the instructional design components of it?
Well, you have to one you have to design it. Two, if it's a video or if you're writing things for the students, you have to
locate it, make sure you have copyright approval, fair usage.
Well, all of this takes time. When is it done?
Much like our world, your time.
That's right, the teacher's time. So I can see where we have the innovators, the early adopters, the people who are very enthusiastic about using technology and using what they presume to be very new techniques. They're willing to go home and prepare materials each day, the day before, because you have to keep very current. And this, I can imagine where this would be this pattern would repeat over a year for each course that you are teaching.
All I can think about is burnout. Oh my gosh, you are just going to burn out of good instructors so quickly doing this.
So I think the top instructors or people who are very enthusiastic will do it no matter what the time consideration is. But for your average instructor, either at the secondary level or at the college level, has an awful lot of other responsibilities. Remember, in a previous show, we talked about having discussions with parents via Skype. And yes, it's a great idea.
Or Google Hangouts or something.
Yeah, it's a great idea, but it occupies a lot of time on the part of the teacher in the evening. So
when the rubber hits the road, that's when ideas are lovely. Oh, let's try it. But and much like many things that go on politically speaking, great idea, let's make a law. Well, the implications of that law, as everything starts trickling down, when the rubber hits the road, you're in trouble.
But here's another. But let's say that this works. Flipped teaching really works, and it does work. I could see here an opportunity for private companies to create a series of lessons for an entire course
that hit all the knowledge-based components, and the instructor can understand the knowledge base, but also enhance the child's understanding in the classroom.
The instructor then comes in during the class period with the assumption that the students have seen these videos and gone through in detail information provided by a private company.
That's a good point. Assumption.
Yeah.
Where is the evaluative component of it?
Right.
Let's go on.
So either by a company or the district's own curriculum department or a university's own curriculum department or a consulting firm to a university, but whatever it is, that's what's being taught is now out of the teacher's hands, and it's implemented across either a district or a university. And I don't think that's really been taken into consideration yet.
That is actually a very good point, because after all, at the university level, isn't that supposed to be your knowledge area of expertise?
That's exactly right.
And
that's exactly right. Now you figure we're running out of time here, but
Richard, you brought up a great point, though.
I know. That's why we have this series. It's not just one show. It's a
there we are.
It's a series. This is a very good idea. The use of technology for flipped teaching makes sense. I think that it's time will tell whether we have introduced some unintended consequences. Ta-da.
What a great place to leave that. Well done, Richard.
Hey, well, you've been watching Technology and Education Today. I'm Richard Smith.
And I'm Caroline Crawford. And again, we are coming to you from the University of Houston Clear Lake in Houston, Texas, USA. Bye!